The contrast between Trump and Kamala Harris is stark. The two could not be any more different. But the greatest difference is this: Kamala Harris is fearless.
They insult us in an attempt to gaslight us, and we will not stand for it.
And Trump?
That's when the world found out that there is tough, and then there's Trump tough.
Tiny Fingers is a coward. He won't debate Kamala Harris because he can feel it. Feel what? She owns his ass.
Donald Trump and his campaign have suggested that he may not follow through with the debate in September that had been scheduled to be with President Biden. Now, of course, would be the vice president, assuming she does wrap up the nomination as expected. What do you make of that?
It's extraordinary. Tough talk is this guy's calling card.
There's Trump tough.
And now there's this extraordinary show of weakness. He agreed to, he said anytime, any place. But more than that, he agreed to this specific debate on this specific network on this specific date. And now he's pulling out. And of course, it shows that he's afraid. It shows that he knows if the two of them are on a stage together, it's not going to end well for him.
Okay, I know that's not fair. Having Pete Buttigieg speak about Trump with his clear, precise, articulate manner and then seeing this.
And it is hardworking, patriotic, and this is something you can say it.
Well, you can understand why Trump and his inner circle are backing out of the debate.
I'm gonna punch him out. This is my moment. I've been waiting for this. For trespassing on Capitol grounds. I'm gonna punch him out. I'm gonna go to jail and I'm gonna be happy.
They don't want Trump head-to-head with Harris because Trump is exposed. On one side is a bright and seasoned vice president, attorney, and former prosecutor. On the other side, a sociopath.
And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, sir, don't dignify it with a refutal. Refutal or a refutal? What the hell word would that be? Refutal? What they'll say, he didn't know, refutal or refutal, but they don't know either.
Harris has only been on the top of the ticket for a week, and she immediately smashed Trump's 5-point lead and now leads the race alone.
Previously agreed upon September 10th debate. He agreed to that previously. Now it appears he's backpedaling, but I'm ready. And I think the voters deserve to see the split screen that exists in this race on a debate stage, and so I'm ready. Let's go.
And with a whopping 20-point lead over Trump with voters 18 to 29. And in a Michigan poll of African Americans, Harris got 82%, Kennedy got 12%, and Trump was at zero, nada, bumkiss. Dude's in trouble.
Look at my African American over here.
So now Trump is backing out of the debates. Okay, and you and I and everyone else knows why. Harris will clean his clock.
Kamala Harris is a leader that everybody is pulling together around, but also she's articulating a message that isn't just about herself and certainly isn't just about Donald Trump, although she has that contrast down. It's about us.
So while his tiny Trump recedes into Donnie's fat sack, he scribbled this excuse on his Twitter account.
Given the continued political chaos surrounding crooked Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, general election debate details cannot be finalized until Democrats formally decide on their nominee. There's a strong sense by many in the Democratic Party, namely Barack Hussein Obama.
All right, real quick, that Hussein reference, that's a racist hit that Limbaugh and Hannity invented that not only didn't work, Obama won twice by record majority, something Trump has never done. Trump has lost a popular vote by 10 million people. But go on, Donnie Diapers.
Kamala Harris is a Marxist fraud who cannot beat President Trump, and they're still holding out for someone better. Therefore, it would be inappropriate to schedule things with Harris because Democrats very well could still change their minds.
I love it. How transparent is Trump's tiny penis? I love that he calls her a Marxist. Kamala Harris made a career out of putting people like Trump in prison for their attacks on our capitalist system.
There is no way that the American people are going to vote for a convicted criminal. They're not.
And Kamala has won the all-important first round by causing Fat Donnie to quiver and shake.
The late, great Hannibal Lecter.
And Harris has Democrats excited. And this isn't good for Republicans in Congress and the Senate. They know that Trump can bring the whole thing down on their heads. Every time Trump says this.
I was proudly the person responsible for the ending of something that all legal scholars, both sides, wanted and, in fact, demanded be ended. Roe v. Wade.
Millions of women are galvanized to organize and pulverize this prick.
There has to be some form of punishment.
A Trump win means an all-out war, not just on women's reproductive rights, but an attack on their safety in the workplace, from the #1 danger to women in the U.S., Republican men.
The woman who successfully sued former President Donald Trump for sexual abuse was up early today. E. Jean Carroll made the rounds on morning TV, saying she feels vindicated after years of Trump defaming her.
And I love women.
MAGA's vulnerabilities are like low-hanging fruit, and Trump is like that football team watching their lead turn into a deficit, and they have no idea how to reverse it. Trump's Project 2025, created by his partners at the Heritage Foundation, is a nightmare of Herculean proportions.
Project 2025. Randy, can you believe they put that thing in writing?
Harris could win the debate by simply listing the nightmare scenarios it poses. Better yet, watch.
Trump addresses the nation from the Oval Office, invoking the Insurrection Act and declaring the protesters a danger to American sovereignty. He orders the National Guard to use deadly force to suppress the protests. The Department of Education is renamed the Department of American Values. Trump reverses one campaign promise by declaring a national abortion ban by executive order. Challenges to his authority are rejected by the Supreme Court. He signs an executive order removing abortion records from HIPAA privacy regulations and announces a new federal data sharing program so states can monitor women's periods.
Now, do you think independent voters want any of that? So of course Trump's calculations are off because he's a sociopath, and now he's backpedaling.
They keep on tying you to Project 2025, which is a 900-page tome put out by the Heritage Foundation.
It's a group of very conservative people that probably like me, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't speak for me. They wrote something that I disagree with in many cases, and in some cases you agree.
I know nothing about Project 2025.
Well, you know that is all a lie. Trump has not only supported everything about Project 2025, but here he is speaking to the Heritage Foundation about it.
Our country is going to hell. The critical job of institutions such as Heritage is to lay the groundwork, and Heritage does such an incredible job at that. This is a great group, and they're going to lay the groundwork and detail plans for exactly what our movement will do and what your movement will do when the American people give us a colossal mandate to save America, and that's coming. That's coming.
But the Republican Party at the Republican Convention in Milwaukee was all about Project 2025. How do I know? They gave this bag to everyone who attended. So it's obviously a lie when Trump says he didn't know about it. But there's more.
It's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it?
Trump's going to be asked by Harris, what with the 80 million women ready to vote, what do you think about Vance calling women without children childless cat ladies?
We're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies.
J.D. Vance is a disaster for Trump, who's already a disaster. And the two together are to the Republican Party what a match is to a fart.
And far left vice president in American history. By the way, they did a poll. She was rated the worst vice president in history.
Trump lies about the polls. He lies about everything, but every poll has Harris surging and Trump retreating.
And that's the kind of campaign that wins. It's the right kind of campaign, and it's also one that literally does not compute for somebody like Donald Trump.
As Americans awake to the dangers of Trump anywhere near the White House, Trump's numbers begin to fall and fall precipitously, so quickly and so dramatically that eventually he will beg for a debate. And Harris will agree, but it won't matter.
I have absolutely no idea who this woman is.
Because Trump's whole world is in decline. His campaign, his friends, his tiny penis, and his cognitive collapse. In the days ahead, Trump will thrash and scream about how it's all rigged.
The election was rigged.
But we've seen that movie before, and we know how it ends. So, Donnie, meet your greatest nightmare. A woman who protects women from people like you, a former prosecutor, and the next president of the United States.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Damn right.
Trust me.
Shut the f*** up, Don.
Who's with me?
Oh, yeah, the lie.
Indictable.
Out of sheer morbid curiosity, I'm allowing this freak show to continue.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Damn right.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.